Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Thanks for watching us today. My name is Rich Tehrani. This week we're on the road in Boston, Massachusetts, and we are speaking with technology executives in New England about what's happening, their companies, and just plans for growth. And on our program today is David Lee. He's the VP of Business Development at Telco Systems, and his company is, believe it or not, was launched in 1972. The same year that TMC was founded, way back in the day. And I've known them for at least a couple decades, if not longer. Mm-hmm. So, David, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you for having me.
So, please describe what your company currently does.
So Telco Systems is focused on the edge of the network. When by the edge of the network, I mean from the provider edge out to the customer edge. And that's really been Telco's focus since the beginning of time, since 1972. So we build purpose-built solutions that are, price-sensitive, feature-rich, and highly reliable for that portion of the network. So really specifically designed for that. More so today, it's carrier Ethernet solutions for commercial Ethernet services, packet backhaul, residential triple play services, and really converged services in general, converging all those services onto a single network to reduce the cost per bit served and those types of things.
Now, you've been there for a good amount of time, almost a couple decades yourself, which is impressive. What have you seen in terms of market changes? I mean, obviously, you saw multiple bubbles form and multiple bubbles burst, and throughout that time, are there some trends that you've taken away?
So, I think that, over the last decade, certainly, I mean, before 2000, most of the services out there were all TDM based, and they still are, a lot of them are today. But, people tended to build overlay networks to have, a service per network versus multiple services per network. I think the thing that you're seeing today that is very interesting in creating a lot of the collapse onto carrier Ethernet services is the fact of taking all those services and trying to map them onto a single network to reduce cost of bit and to reduce the cost of the network. I think the one thing that doesn't get enough focus by the market in general or the vendor space in general, and I think it's starting to get more focused now, is the operational burdens that places on the carrier. Because as you start to converge these networks and these services, the configurations of building those services become fairly complex especially for staff that was really trained on T1, Sonnet, and those types of things. So it's very important now to ensure that you have a service management tool that allows you to point and click deliver services. Build the service templates in the background, and then be able to point and click provision them or use zero-touch provisioning edge devices to reduce that complexity, to reduce the burden on the operations.
And that makes a lot of sense just because not only are there less mistakes, I guess, introduced into the system, but just the training, like you said,
yep.
of just dealing with all of the new systems and making everyone an expert in all the new services that are being rolled out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's critical today, and especially, you're starting to see more and more intelligence built into the network, and there's good reason for that because the further the intelligence is built into the network, instead of relying on the core to make all the decisions of where the traffic needs to go and what happens, you can make much more efficient use of the metro space by making some of those decisions further out, closer to the customer. You can also get, much higher granularity of quality of service at that level as well, because now you're basically providing service per customer per service. So, meaning QoS models typically would have. You have got a quality of service for video, you got a quality of service for data, you have a quality of service for best effort traffic or what have you. In today's paradigm, you want metro edge devices that can provide multiple quality of service on a per service per customer basis, because customer A may have a voice and video service, customer B may have a voice and video service, but they may both buy a Platinum SLA from you as a carrier. However, Platinum A is spending $10 million a year. Customer B is spending $100,000 a year. They're not really the same.
Right. So. Absolutely. Now, wireless backhaul has become a huge market. I'm wondering, are you playing in that space as well?
Absolutely. In 2010, we rolled out a solution that is basically pushing Mpls out to the edge. what that allows us to do is obviously gives us more scalability in terms of the fact that you're not constrained by 4,000 VLANs. You have, you can use and reuse millions of labels for services. On top of that, you get much higher granularity in terms of the quality of service, much more predictable network out there. And with the packet backhaul space, we've developed temperature-hardened devices for the cell site that can be either Mpls based or pure carrier Ethernet based with synchronous technologies built in, such as SyncE, 1588 V2, and then converting those and interworking between those, because SyncE is hardware based, so every device in the path would have to have SyncE built into it, whereas 1580 is protocol based, and that can pass through devices. I think ultimately, 1588 is going to be kind of a key in the mobile backhaul space, just because it deals with both time, phase, and frequency synchronization, whereas synchronous Ethernet just deals with time and frequency synchronization. And LTE is going to require phase synchronization, as will WiMAX, so 4G. So we've definitely got solutions in that space targeted directly at those applications. We can also backhaul TDM services from those sites if need be. So yeah, we're definitely playing there.
So what's next for the company?
I think you'll see us continue to roll out, purpose-built edge solutions designed to help reduce the cost of the network, allow multiple services converged onto that network, and then also to allow basically operations-free type management and maintenance of the network through the use of service management platforms.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for being on the program.
Thank you.
This was great.